Hi, I'm Karma Christie, and I got so many positive comments about one of my videos that I did outside that I had requests to do more, so I decided I would let you see more of this beautiful property and just enjoy the outdoors with me a little bit while I talk to you about our next subject. This is the conclusion of my 10-part video series, Learning to Love Yourself. And I've given you a lot of ideas, I hope, about different ways that you can take care of yourself. Everything from taking time out to pray, to meditate, to play, to smile. And feel free to go back over those videos at any time if you find them uplifting or helpful. I hope you do. So today I need to talk about balance, because I've given you a lot of ideas, but now you could be wondering, how do I fit all these things into my life? So one of the first thoughts I have, which probably you've all heard before, but that is turn off and get away from electronics. Get out someplace like this. Everybody can find one, even if it's a public park. Get outside. Have your phone nowhere in sight. I happen to have mine because I'm filming. But get away from all electronics. Turn off the radio, the TV, the iPod, the iPad. Everything that you can think of that's electronic, get away from it. Not only because of the excess stimulation of the noise and the sounds, but electronics also give off a high-pitched humming that we've gotten used to. But when you turn it off, the still and the quiet is very refreshing. So give it a try. You might actually like it. They've actually done studies and proven that when you get those electronic stimulants out of your brain and out of your mind, it causes your blood pressure to lower, and it actually causes your body to start increasing all of those great hormones we always talk about. Your endorphins and your serotonin levels go up when you get away from your electronics. So the next is, are you a pleaser? And if you are, chances are you don't say no nearly enough. We all need to say no sometimes, and it's great to be a pleaser and help people out, but it's not okay to say yes all the time to everybody for everything. So learn to say no. Listen to your body. If you're tired, go to sleep. We all need exercise, even if you aren't sitting there on the sofa eating your chips and watching TV thinking, I really feel like exercising. Trust me, your body feels like exercising, even if you don't up here. And the more you do it, the more of a habit it becomes, the better you start to feel. So, go ahead, get out there and move a little bit. Do some weights, do a little cardio, get outside, something like this, and walk. And one of the most important things a lot of us forget is stretching. And that is one of the quickest things we lose as we get older, is our ability to stretch and our flexibility. So try and maintain that flexibility and enjoy the body that you've been given. A lot of us, as we get older, we think, well, I used to be able to touch my toes, or, for me, I used to be able to wrap one of my legs behind my head, and I could do that now, but I would probably have to dislocate my hip to do it. So the more we can hang on to those types of things, the better, because, we've all heard the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. So it's very true. Another thing that I want to touch on a little bit is the importance of baths, and the importance of showers, hot baths or showers. And they don't have to be hot, they can be warm. But the reason I bring this up is because if you can get some mineral salts, some Dead Sea salts, some Mayan salt crystals, they're wonderful. And get those in the bathtub or the shower with you. You don't have to be soaking in them. You can actually keep like a plastic tub, don't put glass, but a plastic tub or something right there next to your bathtub, and just get a handful of those crystals and rub them all over your body while you're showering. It does a lot of things. First of all, it detoxifies your body through your lymphatic system. So you get those salts on there, it starts taking out the excess fluids in your body. So if you deal with any type of fluid retention, this is wonderful. It's all natural. And when you start detoxifying and you get that junk out of your system that you just don't need and you don't want, well, guess what? You start getting more energy and you start increasing your endorphins and all those things that we talk about. So, just think about the benefits that come from it. How much time does it really take to put a little bit of salt in the shower with you? There's bromides and magnesium and potassium and mineral salts, and those just have a myriad of benefits for you. So take a little bit of time and put a little bit of salt next to your bathtub, next to your shower, and you know, do what your body needs. Sorry about that, I'm trying to hold a camera and walk around too. Even the common cold can benefit from a bath or a shower with mineral salts. Our grandmothers knew that salts helped heal wounds, scrapes, you know, little cuts. I mean, certainly if you've nicked an artery, I wouldn't suggest it. But, you know, skinned elbows, skinned knees, those things that we used to do as kids, but you're going to start doing those again because we've talked about play. So if you get a little boo-boo, take a bath or a shower with some mineral salts and you'll be amazed at how helpful it is. And there's a lot of disinfectant properties to salt as well. So when we talk about balance, obviously we talk about health, and we talk about the obvious things like turning off electronics, and I have talked about play and smiling. And how do you fit all these things in? Well, it's not easy. It's not. And you don't have the time for these things. I know it and you know it. That's why we have to make the time for these things. Anything important enough is worth making the time for. So think about what your priorities are, and if being healthy and being happy, both mentally and physically, as well as spiritually, you're going to have to figure out a way to make that time. And one of my suggestions, and I throw it out there all the time, is anything that's a priority to you, do first thing in the morning. Don't put it off until later in the day, because I promise you it won't happen. Other things are going to get in the way. You're going to say yes to someone when you should have said no. You're going to be too tired. You're going to have errands to run. So I would suggest making a calendar at the beginning of the week, knowing what you're going to do each day and what time of the day you're going to do it. And then each evening before you go to bed, take a few moments and review tomorrow's schedule. And make sure that you've got time for you on that schedule. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, but you need and you deserve some time. So take a moment, make a schedule, make yourself a priority. You will never find balance or maintain balance unless you do this. You're worth it. I'm worth it, so we need to take the time to prove it. Thanks for listening and watching, and next week I'm going to begin a new series about relationships. These days you cannot turn on a computer or open a magazine or turn on the TV without seeing something about relationships, so I decided it was time to broach that subject. I have taught numerous communication seminars. I have the help of an airplane. Seminars on communication and relationships, so I decided to share a little bit of what I've learned with you from experience as well as the classes that I taught. So I hope you'll join me next week, and until then, find some balance in your life. If you don't, you're going to fall over. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.